आज हम बात करने वाले एक ऐसे स्टॉक की जो कि स्टील सेक्टर को बिलोंग करता है और शायद हमें मल्टी बैगर रिटर्न दे सकता है। इस वीडियो को पूरी एंड तक देखिएगा। मेरा नाम है संवेक ठाकर एंड यू आर वाचिंग चैट विद संवेक। So as we all know, India is right now a developing nation, right? It is not yet a developed country, and one thing that stands between a developing nation and a developed nation is its infrastructure, right? तो इंडिया को अपना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बहुत अच्छा ग्रो करना पड़ेगा, and in that case that then we can say once that is developed, India is a developed country and we are moving forward towards that. So benefiting from this idea that India will be developed nation someday, we're going to talk about an infrastructure industry right today as of now, and how it's going to grow, and then finally we'll talk about a stock that might give you some multi-bagger returns, right? So before wasting any time, let's jump right into understanding the infrastructure in India, right? So we'll quickly go through one article, right, and I'll leave it to the links to you so that you can read further more. If you see in the Union Budget 2021, India, the government has given a massive push to the infrastructure sector by allocating approximately 32 billion US dollars, right, to enhance the transport infrastructure itself, like just the transport infrastructure. And then the network pipeline and all these things, like there are approximately 217 projects and all those things. All the details have been there below. So all in all, if you see, even government is promoting the development of infrastructure, right? And when we talk about infrastructure, it involves a lot of things. It involves steel sector, very important, then cement industry, and so on and so forth, right? So let's just go to Economic Times to understand a little more as to what is going on currently. Like, and these are all very recent news lines. 230 kilometer Kargil Zanskar highway to become all-weather road, and this thing again an interesting story. Tech shops like for moving to this one. This is a very important one. Gadkari lays foundation stone for national highway projects worth 14,000 crores, right, in UP, and this is the recent story of 7th January 2022, right, and so forth and so. Like, if you see, there are a lot of things going on and on regarding these things. PM Modi lays foundation of projects worth 28,000 crores. So if you go into the details of this link, you will find what all things are going on. NHAI toll revenue will jump from this to this, and then Ganga Expressway will improve its connectivity, boost economic development. So all these things are going on. Like, private sector invests itna in road construction. So you'll see there are a lot of articles out there talking about how India's infrastructure is gonna grow, right? So there's no doubt about it. So the stock of the day today is SAIL, right, Steel Authority of India Limited, right, and this is a mid-cap stock. So again, a little bit risky than usually what I talk, but still not that and we'll talk why is it the safer mid-cap stock, right? So before like jumping into the details, let's understand what it exactly does, right? So Steel Authority of India is one of the largest steel making companies in India, obviously, like others like Tata Steel and all. It produces iron and steel at 5 integrated plants, and will steel where all they are, right? And it basically has a capacity of 1.4 metric ton, which is huge, and current utilization is 82%, which is a good number. Like, 82% utilization is actually a very good number. When we further read it, it's gonna add 29.6 metric ton per annum in 2 phases by 2030. So they are even having a vision of expanding this, because even they know that there's gonna be a huge demand in the coming future as well, right? So okay, that was about it. Market cap is 44,000 crore, a mid cap stock, right? Stock P is 3.36. It's very low, right? But before jumping into all the details about P and all those things we will go through, let's quickly analyze where its revenue is coming from and all those stuff, right? So if you see, for crude steel production, the market share is 15% now in this industry, where it's extremely competitive. Like Tata Steel, Jindal Steel, all good names are there. Holding a 15% market share is a good number. In steel, it's 14%, and its finished steel products is 11%, again a good number. If you see the product wise breakup, how they are generating revenue from iron and steel, most of their revenue comes in, and they mostly deal in India and like very little in the rest part of the world. Now this is very crucial to it. If you if you look at this, their steel plants, like they have various steel plants and they are very well diversified in from where they get their output, right? Salem steel plant, Bhilai steel plant, Durgapur steel plant, and you see there's a good number ratio maintained over here. So what they suggest is, let's say even if there's a problem with one of the steel plants in India, right? Let's say some accidents happen, let's say they catch fire, something bad happens basically, right? The production would not take much hit because they're very well diversified, right? So that is one of the very good thing that you can say about this, which can be compared as compared to their competitors, right? Talking about the saleable steel that they sell, this is the structure they sell in, like 10% is railway products, then PM plates, and then CR coil sheet structural, and then bars and rods 17% contribute to their sales. Now why this diversification is important is something, because let's say let's say competitor enters a market, or even the old competitor decides to bring a superior product or something like that, right? Where your particular division is in danger, right? In that case, let's say if a company enters bars and rod, so what that's gonna take is it only contributes 17% of its revenue, right? The rest is something that will still hold the company's financials really strong. So this again gives you a very good upside on its revenue, that it won't go drastically down because of someone with a superior product or with a new competitor in the market in total, right? Okay, so talking about the capacity utilization, it's 87%, again a very big number, which is a very good thing, which actually tells you that they are very well, they have very good management skill as to know what their customer needs are and how well they are delivering to that, right? So awesome. Now let's jump into the numbers, the things we all love, right? But before jumping into the numbers, I would like you to like this video if you're enjoying the content so far, and share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, right? Okay, so we were talking about the stock PE before we jumped into that part, right? 3.36, a low stock PE, per to say, as looking at the return on capital employed, which is quite high of 11.2%, right? So if you look at this stock PE, you see it is trading somewhere around 2.5 right now, or like right now 3, but yeah, if you look at the growth, it has drastically come down from approximately 20 PE, right? So there's a huge upside to it, right? And even if we look at the average PE, which is approximately 8, right? So even if it comes to that part, it's almost doubling, or 2.5 times the current scenario, which is again a good thing for the company. To support this furthermore, if you see, the book value is 128 and the current price is 108. So again, it is trading below its book value, and it will reach its book value anyways, and in fact higher. Why? We'll talk about that. Dividend yield is very good, 3.7% dividend yield, again a good dividend to look at. Now one thing to look at is the debt. Debt is, you can say, a pretty high, 24,000 crores, but we'll talk about it right away, right? Just after this. Okay, so now jumping to the numbers, I'm ignoring the quarterly results because I'm more focused on yearly thing right now, right? So if you see sales from 40,000 crores to approximately 70,000 crores, almost doubling, if not exactly doubling. So that is a very good number, and this will grow further. But if you see the trailing 12 months, it has been 90,000 crores, so that is a very big number, so to say. If you look at the operating profit right now, in fact, let's just look at the operating profit margins. They have been around 18%, right? Let's ignore trailing 12 months, because this is, even if that is not the case, 18% is decent enough in this industry, where the volume, the selling volume is so high, right? 700 crores. So looking at the net profit, it is approximately trading around like 4,000 crores, right? And if you see from the past years, it has grown, like somewhere over here it was 2,000 crores, and then loss, and then 4,000 crores, right? So this was a good number. Reason I'm not looking over here is I don't seem to understand this particular screener over here, how, because if you see 9,000 is the operating profit, and then there's 33% tax as well, and all those things, but still it somehow comes down to this, and I'm not very clear if this is correct or not. So looking from here over here, this looks like to me like a really good growth, right? So that was one thing. Now talking about the debt, right? So now they're already sitting on a profit of 4,000 crores, right? And if you see the trading development is 13,000 crores, it will hardly take them 2 years, even if we don't consider growth, to actually clear all their debts if they want, which is just 24,000 crores, right? So this is again not a big deal, very big deal to look at. Another thing is, they were in March 2019, they were sitting somewhere around 45,000 crores of debt, which are, and in March 22 they were around 54,000 crores of debt, which they have now reduced 24,000 crores. So this is a very 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 good sign that they have drastically reduced the debt already, and they'll continue to do so, right? If you looked at the fixed assets, that has tremendously grown from 15,000 crores to 67,000 crores, right? So that is again a very very huge jump, because they know that they need more and more plants out there, steel plants out there, to have a higher production, and hence sell more out there, because the need is gonna grow and grow and grow as the infrastructure of India grows, right? So that was about this. In the past year it has given good returns, 64%, but if you make it 5 years, it's not that good a returns, because just 83%, right? So that is not a very huge return. So that's why I'm waiting, like I'm hoping that this particular stock should shot up really good, because looking at its such a strong financials, right? That was one of the reasons I took on to this. Let's quickly look at the holdings, right? Holdings, mutual funds have been up and down, right? From 1.5 they immediately went up to 5.67%. That is crazy, right? Like looking at other domestic institutions, a very small reduction there. If you see in the in the FIIs, if you see, there's a constant rise, like they're constantly putting up some money or the other in every quarter, right? So that is a very great thing to look at. Doing a peer comparison over here does make sense, because we have a very good set of competitors out here. But if you look over here, the PE ratio is almost the least among everyone, right? And price to book value is also least among everyone. So now even if we just think of okay, let's just see the sector PV, right? Sector price to book value is 3 times. So like even if you're able to reach to the sector value, like sector price to book value, there's a huge upside to it. Like right now the price to book value is 0.8 something, right? And it is like the sector PV is 3 times. So again there's quite a lot of, like almost 4 times of jump over here. Similarly, if you see at sector PE is 26 around, and we have a PE of 11 according to this. So like again we have a very very strong thing to move on to, right? So all these indicate basically that there's gonna be a huge rise on it. Okay, so if we want to like quickly go to the technicals of this particular thing, right? We can check that out as well. Let me just go to SAIL, Steel Authority of India, right? Over here if you see, let me just zoom out a little, right? Okay, so again this loves to make the rounding bottom pattern. I've already discussed about this. I would like you to comment in which stock I discussed about this, right? I'll leave the link in the description if you haven't watched that video already. It's again a very stable mid cap stock that I had talked about. So if you see already, it is trading at its support zone, right? This is the support zone, and it is trading at its support zone. So yeah, let me just mark it over here. Okay, so this is the support zone I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a clear support zone, so it is trading above its support zone. So I feel that like I'll accumulate a little more of it. I already have this in my portfolio, right? And I like to keep it. If you see, there was a huge run over, because of the narrative that inflation is gonna grow. There was a huge run, and then it fell, right? So if we look at this particular fell, let me see. So if you see, that's almost a 30% around, and we are having a really really good financial. So there's no doubt that it will reach its highest level of 150, right? So again a good time to buy this particular stock. So yeah, this was all about the video. Let me know if you want me to cover anything else in my videos, if I'm missing anything or anything like that, right? And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do share it with your friends, right? And take care, stay safe, and see you in the next video.
Lit, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to